guys, I know it's been a while, but I got to read to some third graders today, and I forgot how much I love this book, so I thought I'd go ahead and read it for all of you. So hopefully you enjoy today's story. And I talked with the third graders about how it's not been a lot of fun to have to stay home and not get out and do things as much as we used to these days. So the one person in your house that is loving all this is your pet. Your dogs and your cats are loving you being home all the time because they get all that extra love. So today we're going to read a story about kind of an unusual pet. And we'll see when we get done if you think it's one that you would like to have. The name of today's story is Sparky, and it is written by Jeni and Chris Appelhans. So please enjoy today's book, Sparky. Can you see what kind of animal that is? I wanted a pet. A bird or a bunny or a trained seal. I don't know about those. My mother said no to the bird, no to the bunny, and no, no, no to the trained seal. I asked her every day for a month until she finally said, "You can have any pet you want as long as it doesn't need to be walked or bathed or fed." I made her a promise. And then I went to see the school librarian. Mrs. Kinklebaum, who knows everything there is to know in the world, pointed me to the volume of S in the Animal Encyclopedia. This is what I found. Sloth. Sloths have been known to sleep for more than 16 hours a day. They sometimes hang upside down in trees, barely moving for long periods of time. They survive by eating leaves and drinking the dew that collects in them. It is said that sloths are the laziest animals in the world. You think they'd make a good pet? My sloth arrived by express mail. He was about the size of a medium-ish dog with a flat nose and a monkey face. My mother wasn't happy, but a promise is a promise, I said. Because sloths probably don't eat much. You don't have to walk them. You don't have to bathe them. Sparky, I decided. That will be your name. I took him outside to his tree. Sparky went right to sleep. I made a sign and I put it under the tree. It says, "Guard Sloth. Enter at your own peril." It was 2 days. 2 days before I saw him awake. He didn't know a lot of games, so I taught him some. We played King of the Mountain, and I won. We played hide and seek, and I won. We played Kung Fu Fighter, and I won. And then we played Statue, and Sparky was actually very, very good. That'd be the perfect game for Sparky. Statue, still is a statue. That weekend, Mary Potts came over to investigate. Let me show you what Mary Potts is like. This is a picture of her room. She's kind of the class know-it-all. She has an award that says Excellence in Permission Slip Compliance. Most likely to chew closed mouth at the lunchroom. And Best Fire Drill Liner-Upper. Mary Potts. Before she even took off her coat, Mary said, "Let me see your pet." I had some worries, but I took her out to Sparky's tree. He opened his eyes and looked at us. And and then he closed them again. I rubbed his belly, but it was too late. We stood there for a while, watching him sleep, his fur ruffled gently in the breeze. Not too exciting, is he? "I feel sorry for you," Mary said. "My cat can dance on her hind legs, and my parrot knows 20 words, including God and ice cream." "Sparky knows tricks too," I told her, but she didn't believe me. The next day, I made a poster and I nailed it to the tree right outside Mary Potts's house. It says, "Trained Sloth Extravaganza. Countless tricks to mystify you. 7 days away." So she's going to have a sloth extravaganza, which is a big performance, a big show. And she thinks she's going to be able to teach her sloth to do tricks. We'll see what happens. All week, we trained in secret. Sometimes Sparky slept through practice and I had to poke him to get him awake. Sometimes he forgot what he was doing and we had to start all over. And sometimes he took so long to fetch that I went inside and had dinner while I waited. I was starting to think that the poster had been a mistake. But a promise is a promise. On the day of the Trained Sloth Extravaganza, my mother set up lawn chairs. 3 people came to see Sparky perform. My mother, Mary Potts, and Mrs. Edwin, the crossing guard. Mrs. Edwin approved of Sparky because he never runs in the street. "Do I look like a ringmaster?" I asked my mother. "You look very interesting," she told me. I put a little glitter on Sparky just before the curtain went up. I kept wishing that I had written 2 tricks on the poster instead of countless tricks. "Play dead, Sparky," I said, and he did. That would be a good trick for a sloth, right? "Roll over," I said, and he didn't. "Speak," I commanded. We waited and waited. "Speak?" I said. Sparky just looked at me. The only thing you could hear was the wind in the trees. "Well, he has a very pretty coat, doesn't he?" Mrs. Edwin said finally. "You can't just invent a brand new pet like that," Mary told me. "A pet that no one's never even heard of." And then my mother came out with lemonade and cookies, and everyone said they had to be going. Sparky and I watched them, and then my mother made me put away all the chairs. Didn't go so well, did it? Afterwards, I gave Sparky a cookie, but he ate it so slowly that I had to take it back again. It was getting dark outside, and I looked at him, and he looked at me. You could hear all the neighborhood dogs barking. I reached over, and I tagged him on his claw. "You're it, Sparky," I said. And for a long, long time, he was. The end. Tag would not probably go so well with the sloth. I hope you guys enjoyed today's story, and we will be back soon. See ya. Bye.